And okay, perfect.
Please sit down, everyone, and be quiet. And with that, we can officially start with some quick words from the University of Bayreuth.
Hello, good morning, everybody. My name is
Hello.
My name is Leah. I work for the international office at the University of Bayreuth, and I work closely with ESN, so that's why I'm here today. And of course, the whole university, and especially the international office, is really glad that the first NA in person in, I think, 2 years, nearly 2 years, is taking place here today or this weekend. And I want to say that we are extremely happy that ESN is so active this year and the past years, and that they managed to organize all of this. really, really special times, I think. And yeah, I'm sure you will have an amazing weekend. That was quite nice, even though it's quite small. So I think you saw a bit of it yesterday or this morning. And yeah, I just want to say that I'm really happy that you're all here. I hope you enjoy your time, have lots of new amazing ideas come together. And yeah, with this, I think I will hand right over because I think you have a really busy schedule for today. Enjoy your time, and yeah, maybe we see you again back on one day.
Yeah, thank you very much for welcoming us here. And now, yeah, welcome everybody. Welcome to the National Assembly Autumn 2021 of Years in Germany here in Bayreuth. I don't know about you, but this is like a very nice sentence to say. I was looking forward so much to this moment, standing right here, seeing all your beautiful faces there, after almost 2 years of, yeah, non-presence, online National Assemblies. This is just great. Yeah, I mean, I have to say the last 2 years might have not have been the most easiest for anyone, really, but I don't see anybody here who quit ESN in those past 2 years, no? Yeah, in fact, I know that some of you started during the pandemic, joined ESN in those 2 years, and I think that's just incredible. When you see, like, there's so many organizations, so many volunteering organizations also that struggled a lot during the last 2 years. And what do we do as ESN? Like, we mostly organize activities for exchange students. Like, of a big part of the last 2 years, there was no activities really. And like, for some of it, there was not even exchange students. And still, like, we are still going strong. Like, you managed to go on, you adapted, you organized some online events, and it's thanks to you that we are back on track now, and ESN is still going strong. So yeah, thank you very much. So, you know, one thing that is even more impressive, an even bigger challenge after 2 years of without presence National Assemblies is organizing the first presence National Assembly. And the fact that we're here in Bayreuth right now is pretty amazing. And it's thanks to the incredible people of ESN Bayreuth and to our wonderful OC, which is right there. So yeah, one big applause for them. I think they also want to welcome you here. Good morning.
Morgen.
So good morning also from us. We are the
Yeah.
Good morning, we are the OC, the Organization Committee from ESN Bayreuth, and we are very, very happy that this finally worked out and you're finally here. Thank you for coming, thank you for signing up to this event, and yeah, we are very looking forward to all the social stuff and to get to know you a little bit better, and also to some really fruitful discussions. Just some organizational stuff. We are the OC, so in case anything starts burning here, there is a fire extinguisher.
I thought it was a joke, like
No,
something is
actually
burning, you know.
And yeah, that's actually it already. Yeah. Have a nice day, have some fruitful discussions, and that's it for me.
Yeah! Woo! Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you very much. So yeah, we hope to have prepared a very great event for you, like logistically and also from the program. We have a lot of workshop, a lot of interactive formats. We have a lot of time where you can get to know each other, go in groups. Also a lot of time to socialize, I hope. And we also have some very important discussions, mostly tomorrow. So yeah, I see you're already falling asleep when I say a serious discussion, but that's not okay. So we're doing some sports right now. I want you to get up. Wait a moment, I want you to, I was not finished with the sentence. No, I was not finished with the sentence, I'm sorry. I want you to get up if this is your first physical national assembly of Germany. Holy shit. Yeah, now I want you to look around and see how many people are standing here. You are not the minority. It's safe to say most of the people here have never experienced the physical National Assembly. So you are not the new one, really. And yeah, just like the beginning of an Erasmus, everybody is the new one here. I just wanted to remind you that when it later comes to asking questions, it's never everything clear. So if it's not clear to you, it's very likely that it's not clear to plenty of people. So please interact of course during the pause, ask questions to your fellow volunteers, but also to the people presenting here. Please, yeah, be active. Now you can sit down again. Thank you very much for standing up, because now it goes to the chilling part. We're going to watch a video together. That's why we're going to do here. Now, like from all over Germany, just to watch a video. You know, I'm a pretty terrible person. I really like this video, and if I like a video, I have to show it to everybody, you know? And what's even worse, like some of you might already know it, but yeah, you have to sit through it now. It's only 3 minutes, so yeah, please.
The only thing that will always be constant in life is change. Just remember where you were last year or 2 years ago. Just think about how much has changed since you joined ESN. Now imagine the first Erasmus generation went abroad when Europe was still divided. Back then, we started with a simple idea of students helping students. It has been our compass that has guided us through the years, and we're only here today because of all of those who came before us. Our international family grew every time a helping hand became an embrace, and a farewell turned into a promise to come and visit again. Thanks to everyone who volunteered their time and endless effort, we have managed to come this far. Right now, you are here, at the turning point of history, where the past ends and the future begins, and you have a chance right now. You can either stay at home in your comfort zone and do as it has always been done, or explore what happens outside of it. When you do something for the first time, you will rise to the challenge and see that you can do more than you ever thought possible. Always remember and never forget, there are thousands of volunteers, just like you, writing the same story by challenging themselves, and every story is about change. We always grow and try to improve ourselves, not just individually, but as an organization. That's what we do. Dealing with the unknown has always been the ink that we use to write our story. As long as we continue to help one another, we will also become the architects of change to build a world that we want to live in. And the only way to do that is together. Times will always change, and nothing is certain about the future, which also means that everything is possible. One day you will be what you are now becoming. So where will you be a year from now? We started with the idea of students helping students. That's our compass that made us the leaders of the Erasmus generation. 30 years ago, no one ever thought that one day we might be where we are now, but we are still here. And now look at the people around you and just imagine where we might be 30 years from now. One day, we might reach out a helping hand in all corners of the world. One day, you will write our history. One day or day one, you decide.
Okay, yes, thanks for listening to that. I just wanted to show you that because I think you are all here because you are having an impact. You might want it, you might know it, or you will experience it now. You are having an impact on society. And I think we can even achieve more if we work together, if we act as a network, we can really do something. And how do we do that? We hope, well, we have 1 weekend now to find out. And yeah, we're really looking forward to that. So with that, I would like to officially open now the National Assembly. Let's Get Physical, obviously, Germany, autumn 2021 in Bayreuth. And thank you.
Okay, I think the microphone didn't work in the end anyway, so we'll try it without. Did you hear anything about with the microphone? Yeah. Yeah. Can you understand me? No. Okay, you can understand me though. Okay, so now let's get down to business. The fun part is over. Okay, we are doing things a little bit different today because, yeah, the how to vote part is not that long that we need a whole workshop for it. So who of everyone who has vote delegations is doing this for the first time? Now, in the back you don't have vote delegations, you don't need to raise your hand. Okay, so quite a few. So still listen up. Could you go to the next slide or give me the thing? Beautiful. So first up, a little basics. We are having 41 sections in Germany, and therefore to reach a quorum we need 21 sections, which you can see here. And I think it's easier if you give me that. Okay, that's everything. Okay, so we have either open votes or secret votes. Open votes are obvious. You just got your voting devices. If we have an open vote, yeah, you just raise your voting device and let it be count. Quorum check, chairing team, scrutineers, the minutes of the last NA, agenda of this NA, and all the SOS proposals are going to be open votes. However, you can, if you want to tell us that for some reason, you want one particular vote to be secret, then please let us know in advance because then we have to prepare a couple things. Secret votes will be all votes about our members and everything regarding a particular person. This NA, we don't have X or Y questions, we only have yes, no questions. So If you agree with something, please agree with it. If you don't agree with it, then say, I don't agree with it. If you, however, want to abstain, then your vote doesn't count as a casted vote in particular questions. I'll come to this later again. Here a little example. So let's say we have a proposal that says the NB needs to turn up in Halloween costumes on Sunday. Then we have 26 participants, 16 of you say yes, 10 of you say no, and 12 of you say, I don't care. So 16 plus 10 is 26. The I don't care votes don't count into the casted votes. But still 26 is more than 21, which we need to reach a quorum. And since 16 is more than 13, 13 is the single majority, then the vote passes and the NB has to turn up on Sunday in Halloween costumes. Let's see, but never know. We never know. Okay, upload. So public votes is quite easy. You just got your voting devices. The question will be read out quite loudly. Then you raise your voting device. You wait until your voting device was counted by the scrutineers, which we will elect later. And then we already know the result. Then we have secret votes as well. You'll get a little piece of paper where it states the question. You need to cross out which answer you want to take. Then the scrutineers will count the votes, and afterwards we'll get all the voting results later. Yeah, okay, here a little overview about which majority we need for what. Single majority for chairing teams, scrutineers, ombudspersons, the agenda of this NA, and minutes of last NA. Then, obviously, all the changes to our SOS, which are not changes to our statutes, only our standing orders and all the EPP, COC, and KO. Then we have 2/3 majority. Everything regarding our new candidate section will be a 2/3 majority. There might happen something tomorrow, so that's something we need to have in mind. Then we have 3/4 majority. Everything we need to, every SOS proposal that involves changes to the statutes, we need to have a 3/4 majority, 3/4 majority to be honest. And yeah, if you want to get something onto the agenda, we need a 1/3 majority to add it to the agenda as well. Here a little overview. We need 21 sections to be present. I think that's the case, but that's what we're doing as of right now or later on. One more thing to the does your abstain, if you vote to abstain, if it's cast as a vote or not. If we have votes on our statutes, then even if you abstain, this counts as a casted vote. It's a little bit complicated, but that's how our system works. I can't do anything about it. So if we have anything about our statutes, please make sure to either vote yes or no to make your vote heard, because if you abstain, then it just counts as a no, more basically. Yeah, that's about it. Have a fun at A. And now we're having the quorum check, which we're doing with the other two legal auditors. And you can have this back. Okay, I think Julius prepared some slides for this. You already got your voting devices, I think. Okay, now is the very, very last time to get your voting devices.
Is there someone from Regensburg, Subi Munich, Potsdam, Berlin, Ingolstadt?
Yeah, please come forward now.
Was? Jemand hat ausgedruckt. Wir haben es jetzt hier.
Okay, that's it. Okay. Then I don't know how we proceed. Could you go to the next slide? Okay, just to count if all the voting devices are with you, we have this little question now, which I don't know. Which four words come next in the popular Christmas song, Jingle Bells, Jingle Balls? For the first one, please raise your hand if you're for, oh, what fun it is to ride. No one? No? Okay. Who's voting for Jingle All the Way?
And please raise your hand like
Yeah,
this.
not like this.
And if you have two voting devices, use two hands so that we can see it.
No?
Okay,
34. Okay, yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Okay, the last thing we need to do before Julius can start with his rules of the game, we need to click to get the next question.
For the USA, I guess it's too late for you.
Yeah, just be here in time tomorrow.
Yeah.
Approval of the chairing team. So, for these two beautiful people, we'll need to vote if you want to have them as our chairing team, which would be nice because otherwise we need to find someone else. Do you elect Julius Gonzio to ESNTU Dresden as main chair of this National Assembly? If yes, please raise your voting device. Yeah, 34. Yeah, just for reference, no. No one. Abstain? No one. Okay, nice. We have our chairing team. Congratulations. We do have another question for our vice chair as well. Do you elect Nicolas, yes, in France, as vice chair of this National Assembly? Yes. Who's voting for yes? Okay, 34 as well. Just for reference, no. Abstain? No. Okay, now we have our chair. Okay, before I leave, just one more reference. Julius is going to do the elections of the scrutineers and of the cash auditors. Therefore, we need 4 people who are not part of the board or audit board or have any vote delegations to help us out during the next couple of days. If we don't find anyone, we'll just stand here and wait until we find one. See you later.
Yeah.
It was working, sorry.
So, I'm going to tell you the rules of the game for this NA for the following 3 days. So, the most important rule, which I think almost all of you passed today, do not be late for the plenaries. If the agenda says you start at 9, then you start at 9 sharp. And especially those of you who have a vote delegation, for you it's especially important to be here at 9 and preferably a little bit in advance. If you're here, please be working conditions. So no sleeping during the plenaries, for example. I know that it's a lot of fun, the social program, and it's an important part of the NA, but it's even more important to be here in European conditions. The third rule, respect each other. We are all human beings, and I know that there will be some discussions happening during this NA, which can be quite heated, but still remember to respect the others, and especially consider that when you're phrasing your questions. So even if you want to criticize something, do it in a respectful or constructive way. Also, the code of conduct of Eastern Germany applies for the NA, and not only it doesn't only apply during the plenaries, but also to the social program, so during the whole 3 days of this NA. Yeah, our NA will be held in English as we have some international guests. So try to speak in English. It is allowed to ask questions in German when we are talking about like proposal changes, because we're talking about German legal texts, but apart from that, please try to speak English. Yeah, we will have a speakers list as we have quite a lot of people here. And for the speakers list, I will show a short, so when we will have a speakers list, I will show a list on the screen with all your name on it. And to get onto the speakers list, you basically have to raise your hand. So if you have a standard question or comment, then you just raise your hand, and then your name will appear there. If you have something like a reaction, which means that you want to say something to something which has just been said, then you can kind of shortcut the speakers list, and for that, you don't just raise your hand, but you show us 2 fingers. So that we see visually that you have something more important than everyone else. And then we have the third form, it's just 1 finger, and that is for a procedural question. That is kind of like a meta thing when you kind of want to say something about the whole procedure. We are like having a whole discussion with our fans like this, and then you will even be prioritized before the reactions. So normal question, reaction, procedure. Yeah. Until your name appears on that list, please leave your hand in the air. If you can read your name on the list, which will be displayed later on, then you can put your hand down. And as I don't really know all of you by your name, it may be that you have to leave your hand up a little bit longer than usual. Yes, if there is some noise in this room which shouldn't be here, then you can just put up both your hands. And if you see someone else doing that, you just replicate this gesture, and you do that until the whole room is silent again. If you want to show some agreement or applause or appreciation, stuff like this, please don't clap your hands or clap on the table, because it creates some noise and it disturbs the speaking persons, but you can make this hand wave shaky sign. Yes, when you're asking a question, please first start with your name and section, and we will make no exceptions from that one, so even the LE can create a positive example by always stating your name and position, for example, because it is especially important for Nicola, because he has to write down your name and section in the protocol, and therefore just start with it right away. Then you will have around 30 seconds for each question, so try to keep it short and precise. Probably there are a lot of questions, so we don't have a lot of time for that one. Also for the answers, keep it short as well. Try to answer in at most 45 seconds. And that would make me very happy and everyone else here, I guess, as well. Yes, and do not repeat questions which have already been asked, just in different words. Yeah. If I notice that, I may untake the rights to ask the question if it has already been asked before. yeah, if you address someone personally in your question, like if you have a question directly to someone, he or she or they might answer directly to that, superseding the normal speakers. Yes, we are here in kind of a safe environment. We are all friendly ESNers, so do not be afraid to ask any question, no matter how stupid it may appear to you, except if it has been asked before. Yeah, and with that, these are the basic rules for the next couple of days. I guess we can start. And we start by electing some meeting officials. So the most important ones are some scrutineers, Wahlhelferinnen. Germany, we need two. Those two cannot be part of the AD, the ND, and the CT, and those two cannot have a vote delegation. So from everyone in this room who has not a vote delegation, we need at least, so we need two of you to stand up or show us that you want to count the votes for the following 3 days. Okay, that's the first one, Luis, and the second one. What's your name? What? I come. Okay. So, yeah. So, do you elect Luis from Essen Göttingen and Altan from Essen Düsseldorf? Altan from Essen Düsseldorf as scrutineers for the National Assembly 2021 in Bayreuth. If so, please put up your voting device and you have two like this. And now we have the count again. Yeah. So who votes with a no? Who abstains? Okay, then there we have now two scrutineers, and you can come forward and help us count from now on. Congratulations. So the second thing we will vote on are the ombudsperson. Yeah. Those of you who don't know what ombudsperson is, these are the two ones you can approach during the NNA if you notice some violations of the code of conduct, for example, or if you need some help in private. And for example, yeah, then you can just approach those two, and we will vote now on that as well. So, wir elect Nicolas Herr from den BNDs in Braunschweig and Johanna from den BNDs in Hamburg as ombudspersons for this NA. If so, if you are voting with yes, put up your hands now.
You as well?
Yes. Okay, just a recheck. Who votes with a no? Abstain? Perfect. Therefore, we have our two ombudspersons. And yeah, you can approach them directly. You can also write them in private message, whatever you prefer. Messenger. And therefore, we come to the next point: the approval of the agenda. So the agenda was being sent around to all of you before, so you all had a chance to take a look at it. And basically, we approve it now or not. So, do you approve the proposed agenda for this National Assembly? If so, you can raise up voting devices. 34 with the yes. Now we come to the no. Who votes with the no? Abstain anyone? Perfect. Therefore, the agenda is approved. So we also have to approve the minutes from the last National Assembly. It was the online assembly volume 4. The minutes were sent around to you as well beforehand. And yeah, basically you approve the minutes from the last National Assembly. If you vote for yes, you can raise up your hand now. So again, 34. Who votes with a no? Just a recheck. Abstain. Therefore, the minutes are approved. So the next one where we again need 2 volunteers. These are the cash auditors. Cash auditing means you have to kind of check all the transactions from these in Germany, and then on 3? No.
3 months.
Okay, so from the last 3 months you have to check the transactions from these in Germany, kind of. Yeah. And on Sunday you have to read out to all of us if everything was okay, and if not, what was wrong. Therefore, we again need 2 volunteers who want to do the cash auditing. Again, no delegates, please. You have to vote, but everyone else. International guests are okay as well for the cash auditing. Wonderful. Number 1. What's your name?
Eve.
Eve.
IES from Braunschweig.
Eve from Braunschweig. And someone else? We need 2, I think. Yeah. You get the chance to work with Eve from Braunschweig. It's not so much work, so I've done it in the past as well. It's a lot of fun actually.
Next to you, there's almost no fiber this time, so I can send this time.
Yeah, we won't continue until we have 2 cash auditors. Yay! Busha. Okay, so do you Bushan from ESN? Serbia. Yes. So do you elect Eve from ESN Braunschweig and Bushan from ESN Serbia as cash auditors for this National Assembly? If so, you can put up your hands with voting devices. So again, 34. Who votes with a no? Just a recheck. No one. Abstain. Perfect. Therefore, congratulations, you 2 are the cash auditors, and I guess someone from the AD and ND will.
Myself and Diego just come to us in the first coffee break.
Okay. Therefore, yeah, that's it basically. So thanks for your attention for the first part, and now we can continue with the agenda, which are the NB updates.
Ja, total.
Wer fängt an?
Thomas.
Tommy. Okay. Ich gebe das in die Hand. Dann solltest du, glaube ich, Mikrofon. Genau.
Ja, wir können auch Okay, yeah. Hello everyone, this is your national board, in case you don't know us. All of you today. And we are going to tell you a little bit about what we did. No, it's not. A little bit about what we did in the last month since we had our last National Assembly. So yeah, this is me. I'm the president right now. So I like to say what I did and split it up in these 4 points. And so yeah, one of my jobs is external representation towards everybody who's outside of ESN here in Germany. So what did I do? I participated with Debating Europe in 2 political debates before the Bundestagswahl. That was quite interesting. There was a debate about migration policy and also one about Germany's role in Europe. Yes, I'm participating right now with Johanna and Leon in preparing a conference on recognition with the Modus project, which works with the German Conference of Rectors, which is also really nice to get into contact with them. And I was present at the Karlspreis Europe Summit in Aachen last month. I don't know if you know it, ESN won that one of the prizes in the past years, so we are present there, and also I took part there in some open tables and discussion rounds there about the future of Europe. So yeah, another point is internal coordination, managing our board meetings, coordinating and helping out the other board members. Amazing. Work with the audit boards. Patrick, you have already seen there. It's really incredible to work with him. So yeah, thank you very much. And also with the alumni. Very thankful to have Marie there. It's always possible to talk to her. And yeah, this is really nice. Preparing this National Assembly was also part of that. So content-wise, that was also quite a lot to do, but also really fun. And then you see there a little bit in the corner, there's also more stuff, which is not the most fun. That is the legal part, working with our notar and the register card. But has to be done. Is an international, I'm also right now representing together with Marion our organization towards ESN International. So basically in the last months, as soon as it was possible, I was going all over Europe, participating in as many events as possible. To the National Boards training, to the Erasmus upgrade in Brussels. I got a lot of input there from other national organizations in ESN that helped me a lot, and also some insight into education topics. Really great. And one more slide there? One more slide. We are at the video agenda, so I can talk a little more. Long-term planning, you will get it presented tomorrow. We had a restructuring working group in the past months because there is quite some things we want to change on how the national level in ESN Germany works, and that was a big part of our work in the last months, coming up with these proposals. We also shared in the National Board a look into possible future projects. You will hear a little bit about that as well during the weekend, and also about possible grants. And as you may or may not remember from my action plan and the next one, we also want to look into professionalization possibilities. Quite a lot of this is getting postponed because we have to do some basic groundwork there still, but it's still on the agenda. And yeah, I'm the vice president.
Thank you, Thomas, for your 2-minute sharp presentation. Okay, hi everyone. I'm Nico, your lovely vice president. Maybe just like a little recap of what's my responsibilities and like main fields. So of course I'm like responsible for section care to get like in touch with you to see that everything is working out. Then of course human resources, and I'm also of course in touch with interested organization and candidate sections. So I think to this afternoon you will meet like some lovely people from Lübeck who are also interested of joining their network, so also get in touch with them would be nice. So what happened in the last month? So maybe you remember that after the last NA we were doing some intersection updates to get some information about you, how everything worked out, and we also did some section calls, so a big thanks goes also to the network care team who helped me there. Then I was, of course, or I'm still, of course, in touch with ESM Pforzheim, our lovely new member who joined last NA, and again, I'm like in touch with interested organizations and stuff like that. Then there was a lot of work for the section requirement. I will talk tomorrow about that, so you will see all the details. I think some of you also joined the last call, so you also know a little bit about that. And yeah, I was in touch with the C of Bayreuth and also, for example, with the regional coordinators for the LP, who was already in Kiel and who will hopefully come also for the other regions. And of course, there are like some new projects and ideas who will come up next weeks and months with the network care team, and also we have another working group. So keep updated about that. I think it will be really nice and helpful for all you guys. Yeah. So that was about me, and now here we go.
Okay, I'm Kirsten, the treasurer, or for this weekend, only the finance officer. So, like my name says, I manage or am officing the finances, and I budgeting, I do invoices, taxes, what is part of the budget, and I support or try to support the sections with finance-related tasks. If I don't have the direct answer, I try to get the answer, and if I cannot get the answer, I will probably tell you to go to the taxing organization. But I try to help you, and I give you the name of the taxing organization. Okay. And updates to what I have been doing the last 6 months. We have a new invoice structure, which is a topic that I may have needed to talk to you about sooner, which is regarding the invoices are not for individual people, but to whole sections, which you may have realized the last week when you got the invoice for the participation fee for this NA. This is basically organization related because there are many cancellations, many rewriting of invoices, and it's easier for me to write only 100 invoices and not all the cancellations that I've got. Another thing is we do have now an accounting software, but it needs still a bit of work. So soon I hopefully will be able to show you a better version. And another thing that we have been working on, but needs also more work, is the sustainable documentation of financing operations so that every section may profit from our previous knowledge, that it just doesn't get lost, but that we can actually sustain all relevant information and documents so that all of you can just go to a folder and say, okay, I need help with that. Maybe I can go and look at those documents. And well, the budget of 2022 has been done and will be presented to you later today, so stay tuned. And we're not bankrupt. So,
PR manager or communication manager, as you like it. It's about communication, obviously. And yeah, I'm the one also running around doing pictures. So if you also tag it in Germany, I will repost it or try to repost everything. I'm responsible for social media channels, sorry. So Facebook but mostly Instagram actually. And promotion, marketing. So I'm working with Bashi as partnership manager and corporate identity and stuff like that. Okay, I'll try. Oh wow. Okay. I didn't say I'm good at IT. I help with, or I can help you with graphics and logos and visuals, something like that. I am not really good at Photoshop or something, but I'm working with Canva and stuff like that, and at least I can try to help you, and I did help already. I designed some merch now for the NB. I'm also interested in doing some of for years in Germany generally, if you are also interested. So yeah, and that would be an idea. If you like what you're wearing, it might happen. And obviously partnership promotion, so that's what I said. I'm working together with Bashi as partnership manager. There's just some examples like FlixTrade or something like that. And then obviously also social media campaigns. We're also working together with the causes team, with Leon, and we had like the mental health week and stuff like that. And then we'll also be National Blogging Day in December. Exactly. And also, I also participated in some events to get better in my position, which was the National Boards Training in Serbia and the Communication Summit. So that was really cool. Exactly. So that's what I've been up to. And if you have any more questions, you can obviously approach me afterwards. Hello? Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Marion. I'm a national representative. So what do? I represent you and all of us in Middle and International. And I have my CNR community. Everyone raise their hand. CNR community. Nice. Yes. So what did I do in the past month? Actually, there was a lot going on. So what I do regularly is just to stay up to date what's going on in the international sphere of ESN. I participate in calls, and yes, with Nancy and the other people I went to initial bots training in Serbia. It was really, really cool. So we met ESNers from all the network, from all the countries. It was really nice, lots of fun. Other part they might have contacted me was the section questionnaire. I think I annoyed some people of you. It was really important, and thank you to everyone that you did it. It was really important. What I do else is the French-German cooperation. So with Nicolas and all the other people from the FG Groupcom and from the French National Board. We have regular calls just to exchange and to see what we can do together. I was involved in 2 working groups in the past months. You will hear more about it the next days. And yes, as always, I take care of the CLI community. We have our monthly calls. And if you're interested, you're always welcome to join. And then one big highlight in the past months was the LP in Kiel. Johanna and me from the national board went to Kiel, had an amazing time with people from the north. So I really hope for all the other regions that you soon have regional platforms. It's really amazing. And yes, as always, I'm on Slack, I'm checking my mails, I'm on the drive. So if you have anything, you can always contact me. And yes, some pictures. Nice.
Thank you. So, hi, I'm Johanna. I'm the education officer in Germany. So, I mainly represent ourselves towards our stakeholders. I am occupied with education policy, so what happens in higher education in Europe and Germany. I'm always monitoring the processes and keeping you updated about important changes, important information for you. I'm the advocacy person, so I represent your interests and try to do it in the best way. So just approach me if you want to let your voice be heard towards the outside. And I'm the VDI person, so this is the Verband Deutsche Studieninitiativen. I'm going to talk about that later on to give you a broad introduction into that Verein. did I do in the past few months? I have a few cute pictures here, also from the FE with Marion and Papa, the livestock mascot, and there's a picture from the National Board training where I was also present with the DACH people, so Switzerland, Austria, and us. There are also pictures from the VDSI Summer Congress where I've been, so there's been a few physical events now. I'm getting more into all those topics also like personally, and I hope I can help you out better in most of the matters. So I did keep up to date with developments in higher education policies in the Erasmus Plus program. I'm always present on the education community calls, so where everybody's present from all the national organizations in education, African education. And I'm also helping with building up the contact to the German Conference of Rectors, which is a very important connection to German higher education institutions for us. So we try to sneak in there and get our contacts set and be more present in this level. Then I also joined a working group, an international one, on safety in ESN, with the focus on sexual harassment, which is now building up this working group, so stay tuned into that. We are working on some structures there, maybe documents, and to keep this topic in focus and educate everyone also really about it. And concerning VDSI, there was a summer congress in August. As I told you, those 3 pictures are about that. We voted on a new board of the VDSI, which part of that is also Michel, who you might know. He was national president and also webmaster here in ESN. Now he's alumni and now he's the board of VDSI. We also have the VDSI gang, so everybody who's more interested into that topic, which I'm going to present later, can approach me and we can work closer on that. I was at the LP, of course, I told you about that, and daily business, the same as Marion. I have tons of mails and I try to filter them and give you the important information I can give you. Next one for email.
Hello, I'm Milan, events manager. Well, kind of self-explaining. So if you have events, it would be Bayreuth, not yet. National assemblies, we have one. Woohoo! Finally. Training events maybe next year. We'll see about it. Local platforms also started, and cooperating with the OCs. It's not here yet. Okay. So updates. Well, we have an NA. That's the most important thing. We started again with our LPs. We have one yet, it was mentioned. The others are coming. We're looking for the OC for the next NA. Open call it out. We'll have a workshop about it if you're interested in. Join us later on. Recruiting OCs for the LPs. It's kind of the same. We started to apply for grants. This will also be continued next year in the end. And we'll also still have this discussion. Shall we go on with Bayreuth? Should we do something else? Should we do more or less? We'll have a small session about that too. It's tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're interested to get into this subject, see you tomorrow there. Well, that's the news from my side. Next one is you.
So, hi, my name is Bashi and I'm your National Partnership Manager. And here you can see my task and my position. Actually, I'm doing, I'm in contact with our national partners and I'm doing projects with them. And also I'm responsible for our sponsorships and I'm coordinating our ESN accounts. Yes. These are my updates. So I'm in close communication with our treasurer Kirsten and the business and finance community. And I'm also one example from my side, we have a new partnership with Einhorn Condoms, and it was pretty successful because a lot of you really liked this partnership because we ordered, like, they offered us postcards with condoms on it, and we ordered 3,750 items ordered by 9 sections, and we will continue this partnership. And yeah, and I'm also responsible for our ESN card orders in spring and autumn. Yeah. And also I have the ESN cards for the spring order, so I will come to you and give it to you guys because it's pretty heavy. And yeah, I met the International Partnership Manager Adam Schrader in Munich. And yeah, actually I'm doing the first steps to better use of our PR and our website because I see a lot of potential there, also for our new partners. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, hello, I'm Chris, I'm your National Webmaster, and my tasks are I should administrate the IT platforms of ESN Germany. That's what I did also in the last minute. I'll show you later what I did in special. I'm also in contact with the IT community of ESN International. And if you have any questions with IT, send me a mail, or even better, write me on Slack, and I try to help you. Yeah, the main things I did since the last NA was fixing problems with critics, with the ticketing system. If you want to join, just drop me a mail or write me on Slack, and you can also have the online payment for your section. Together with Vicky, she created the front end for our new section website. I created the back end for the website. So if you want to get to know more about that, you can join our workshop tomorrow, and we will show you, if you want, like when you want to use the new website, you can do that, and we will show you tomorrow how to do that. Also, there's, like, you can already do it like in person if you have a laptop with you. Yes, and what I also should do is helping people with satellite, but it's really pain. And yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, hello. I'm Leon. I'm the Vice National Representative, and basically, a quick outline of my work. I support the NR, so Marion in the CLR community and also with other stuff. I'm also present in the calls and things like that. Yeah, then of course, the causes of ESN is like a big topic for me. Therefore, I'm also the causes boy, which is written on my shirt. And also coordination and projects, especially social impact related from the international level. And also like keeping track of the activities of the sections, so that you upload your events and stuff like that on the activities website. Probably you got a couple of mails from me already since my mandate started. So yeah, some updates. I created the courses team together with Tanya, the former Vice NR, which is going really well, and it's super nice that we created that. I started the initiative event of the month that you probably saw on your mails, which should encourage you to upload your sections for best practice sharing and stuff like that. I gave workshops and inputs about courses related topics in general together with the courses team. We were at the online regional days, we were at the local platform in Kiel, and also gave some other workshops. Promoting international projects through mail or Slack. Then I'm also involved in the restructuring group, and especially also about the restructuring of my position, supporting the NR, and helping organizing national projects. You can stay tuned about that. I will present a new national project tomorrow as well, I think, or Sunday, I think. Then I'm present in 2 international communities, so in the international Erasmus Games community. They haven't called today, which is really unfortunate. And then I'm present in the social impact community. We have a call once a month. I am at the moment in contact again with the person that is responsible for Responsible Party in Germany. I will also give you some updates about that and send out a mail about what Responsible Party is about and what you can do as sections. But you can also approach me during the NA when you have any questions about the topic Responsible Party. And then I started to push forward a cooperation with ESN Netherlands about possible future binational event, which we will talk about also during the brainstorming sessions, I think. So we had a first call, first brainstorming session. And then I participate in national working groups and also in the international working group that Johanna presented. And I'm also in the Modus project where we prepare for the conference on recognition together with Thomas and Johanna. Yeah, I think that's it from our side.
So with that, we're coming to the first question round. So for that, we have here our speakers list. So, if you have a question, short reminder, normal question, reaction 2 fingers, 1 finger for each. And start with the name and section. So you can ask the NE now if you want. Now what's the time? Yeah, if no one really wants to ask, then I would propose to close the speakers list. Are there any objections to that one? Okay, then fair enough. Then you're relieved, and then we can continue with the agenda and go to the all updates.
Sollen wir das jetzt machen oder sollen wir vorher die Coffee Break?
Wir haben die anderen Entwurf nicht gemacht.
Also nicht, wenn sie zu dritt hier rumstehen. Nee, also dann auf jeden Fall. Nee, ich dachte einfach generell, weil jeder hat mal eine Maske an. Wir wissen alle, ich habe jeden von denen heute Abend gesehen. Also es ist eine Farce.
Okay, of plans, I did not really look into the agenda which we approved earlier. We have a topic break now.
Hier seht das, wir sind nicht mehr geworden.
Oh ja.
And there's a topic break which lasts
Ja, das ist definitiv so.
15 minutes. So, we will be back at 10:25.
Das wäre noch irgendwie cool.
Nochmal neu da. Normalerweise gibt es ja 1000 Fragen, man muss ja irgendwie fotografieren und so, aber die heute. Also bei einer Lust. So, naja, das ist kostenlos eintesten. Kannst du sehen oder? Kannst sehen. Kannst du auch sehen. Ach so, da habe ich noch gar nicht dran gedacht. Danke, dass du es mir
Hier und auch wie geht's weiter? Wir gehen da auf die Texte schon. Hello there. This time with microphone because it is working. Welcome to the audit board updates. After you heard from the national board, now we are saying a couple words about what the audit board is, what we're doing, what we were doing the last couple months, and yeah, afterwards, obviously, you'll have the chance to ask a couple questions. But we'll try to start with what is the audit board. So first up, we're supporting the national board and the sections with all kinds of legal questions. So if you have questions about your SOS or the SOS in Germany, or about your board elections or founding an association, all kinds of questions that come to mind, just contact us. In the end, you'll find our email address. You can also directly write us a Slack. Furthermore, yeah, we're auditing general processes. We're following the national board's work, and yeah, watching all the adherence of our sections and standing orders. And yeah, in the end, checking our budget, which would be easier if we were 4 people up here. We're not. We'll see it a little bit in more detail further down the line. Yeah, we have a couple projects going on. Our section guideline, which was mainly done by Ivo and Julius. Yeah, if you're interested, you can ask questions about this as well. In the next couple months, we'll have another little project, which is yeah, common version of our SOS. We want to make sure that everyone can understand our SOS as they are intended to be understood. And yeah, because some paragraphs are not as clear as they might be, we'll have a little comment on the right so that everyone can know what it's all about. First up, I'm Patrick. I'm currently the main chair of the audit board. My home section is ISN Darmstadt. And yeah, the last 2 lines you'll see on all 3 slides. We started our first mandate in 2020 and got re-elected at the last National Assembly. What does a main chair in general do? First up, it's representation and coordination of the audit board itself, so organizing the AD calls, participating in other calls, mostly communicating with the national board, and within the national board, especially Thomas, which yeah, is quite a lot of what I'm doing in the last couple of weeks, which is quite nice. Then contact person for the section, for the alumni, for the national board. So if you have any questions, you can, as I said, come to us, come to me. Yeah, procedural audit, then helping to solve conflict situations, which luckily we didn't have to do within the COC team the last couple months, I think. So good for you. Yeah, preparing and conducting the elections at the MAs, which will be a big part on Sunday, and we'll see each other then. And yeah, participating in defining the strategy of Eastern Germany, which mostly was a big part of my work until the last NA. During this NA, or before this NA, we did something else, but I'll come to that. Obviously, what happened since the last NA? A couple of calls. Many calls, because yeah, COVID was still going on, so everything was done online, most of the stuff. Organizing AB calls, AB calls, participating in NB calls, not as often as I would have wanted to, but yeah, a lot of stuff was going on. Then, yeah, preparing for this NA, our proposals. We have 3 smaller ones. You'll see, or if you didn't already check them, Julius and Ivo will introduce them tomorrow morning. Then checking NB proposals, checking all the other proposals, and yeah, preparing all the voting procedure stuff. And what was mostly the part of my work during the last couple of months, participating in the restructuring working group. We'll have a lovely section about this tomorrow, and yeah, stay tuned.
Okay, yeah, I already interrupted your breakfast before the actual start of the NA, but now officially, hello, I am Ivo, one of the 2 legal auditors, yes, in Greifswald, as Patrick said, in my second mandate.
Yes, Also, a warm welcome from me. As all of us, I've been part of the AB for a bit more than a year. My second mandate this year. The first one was mostly online. The second one, we hope, will not only be online. Yeah, what's coming up next? Oh yeah. So what do we do compared to Patrick? Well, our main task is to focus on the to focus on the legal part, on legal questions. So we give, first of all, we cooperate, of course, with the other AB members, but not only that, we also have our own legal team, which is meeting separately, where we can discuss questions about their statutes and standing orders, where anyone is welcome to join as well, to kind of get like a kind of an overview of what we actually do, what the tasks are that we are concerned with. But not only that, we also support any changes in the statutes and standing orders. We advise them, we see if they are legal, if it's possible to realize them or not, whether they are by section or whether they are by the national board or by us. Then, of course, leading the legal team, we meet there kind of every 2 weeks, I think, and we lead that part.
Okay, but what happened since the last National Assembly? I start with the middle legal team. I want to reiterate Julius' point about joining the legal team. It is actually mentioned in our standing orders as an advisory group, and I know most of you probably find all those procedural and legal questions a bit boring. I think I saw on one of the slides in the earlier presentation. But in the case that some of you don't find it boring, but are a bit interested in it and want to participate in the national level, but not join the NB or the AB, the legal team is a good group and a good starting point. So the legal team, as you already said, has we developed and review FF proposals. Again, we did this in the last month because of this NA which is taking place right now. Every 2 weeks we have a call. Then we answer MB requests and section requests regarding legal affairs, and I'm very happy that some of the sections which asked us the people who asked us in the last few months about legal stuff are here today, and not only, I can see them face to face, not only via Google Meet calls or telephone or something like that. And we, as legal auditors, also participate in the regional days, in the local platforms, to represent the audit board. And internal calls, as Patrick called it. We, of course, Jules and I participate in the AB calls, and we collaborate with the financial audit. We did collaborate until 31st of August this year, because after that the new mandate started and there is no financial audit. Patrick will say a few more words about this, and with the main chair.
Yeah, okay. As Ivo already said, now we need to have a little discussion about that. Who are we? That was the slide I planned to introduce our financial audit, which I can't because there was no application. The financial audit is quite a nice position you can have in the national level, in the audit board, to get to know the national level as well a little bit. What an audit board member as financial auditor does is obviously cooperating with the three of us, then monitoring the decisions of the national treasurer, and just monitoring the budget of Eastern Germany, supporting the treasurer with inquiries and stuff like that. So if you have any questions about that, just come to us, we'll answer them, and maybe we'll have another 4 people audit board for next time, next mandate, next year. What happened since the last NA? No financial audit, no updates. Thank you. Now, do you have any questions?
So, again, question round. I repeat again, you are allowed to ask questions, whatever you want. If you want to ask anything, the audit board now would be a good time, and probably someone else has the same question as you. So do not be afraid to actually use the time you have reserved in the agenda for the questions now.
Okay, I don't get a microphone.
Okay.
No, it's fine. Ask like that.
Please.
Yeah, of course. Thomas, National Board. So, would it still be possible, I or somebody would be interested in the financial audit, since there's no, would it still be possible to apply for that, and if so, how?
Yeah, so if you're interested in joining the AB, and since our mandate will end in August 2022, your mandate would be shorter, obviously, if you join now. But it's still possible to, just get in contact with us, then maybe you'll have to follow the official way, opening an open call, then you apply for it. But that's just official stuff. It is possible, and since we already checked the budget for next year, or had a look at it, you don't even have to do that much. So.
But for you personally, it is not possible because you're already part of the board. So if you're part of the board, you cannot be part of the AB for that period or the following one.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think it would be nice, then we would be 4 people in our call.
So, any more questions?
Nah, we already explained everything.
Yeah, apparently your presentation was perfect. So, with that, I would propose to close the speakers list. Are there any objections against that? Apparently not. So, the speakers list is closed. And therefore, we're coming now to the first part of the enabler. We will have workshops again. Because of that, I invite all the workshop holders to come forward, please. So here you can see the 3 workshops we will be having. You can stand in the order in which it is written there. So to the right, Thomas and Leon. In the middle, Nancy, and to the left, Milan and Nico, and then you all have the chance to make some advertisement for your workshops. So please explain shortly.
Shortly. Our workshop is called Skills from Your Volunteering. As you know, you're not only doing some great work. While doing that, you also learn something. So during our workshop, we want to find out what is the stuff you learned, what can you learn during your ESN volunteering, and how could you potentially even make use of that, for example, when applying for a job.
I want to do a workshop on storytelling communication because I've been to Serbia, and the president of Youth International did a really good workshop on storytelling that's really interesting, and it's not only for communication people. So if you're interested in that, learning a bit about storytelling and trying it out yourself, then come to me.
Okay, so we have a workshop which is called How to Organize an NA, L4, LP, or whatever you want. And guess what? It's about how to organize an NA. So the main idea behind this is that we know that sometimes there's kind of a, I don't know how to say it in English, a Hemmschwelle, like this, you need to overcome yourself to organize like an event like this. But at the end it can make a lot of fun, and we will try to make it a little bit interactive, and that you can also get creative, and you will see it will be a lot of fun. I don't want to say too much also.
Now we need to find out, you need to decide who wants to go to which workshop, and hopefully you decided by now because it's starting right now, and we would like to know beforehand because we have to decide who goes to which room, who goes to which workshop, and we're doing this by raising your hand. So please now raise your hand if you want to go to the Skills and Volunteering workshop.
It's gut,
No, no scrutinizers, I think.
You don't need to write that down.
We don't need to. No. Okay, thank you very much. Then for the storytelling and communication workshop. Thank you. And for the how to organize an ALP. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so please, for the skills from your volunteering, stay in this room. For the storytelling and communication, please follow Nancy over there in that corner, just over. And yeah, for how to organize an ALP that will be in the entrance, please follow the learning group. Thank you.
And the workshop will be a little bit longer, so you don't only have 1 hour for them, but around 80 minutes. So, because after the workshop, we will go to lunch, so here, back here at 12. So it's important for you to follow.
So that should fit in yeah. No, but I got the idea of the...
Okay, hello everybody, welcome back. I hope you had a great lunch. And now we're going to start with the budget presentation. Okay. I'm not really sure how much you want to know and how to make this interesting for you, because I know numbers can be really boring, and I will try to do my best. Anything that you want to ask, we have a Q&A. So, don't forget your questions. Now, we are 41 sections. That's the main difference from last year. We have a new section, ESN part-time, and they're not here, so... So that's how the membership fees are calculated. So 41 sections. From the membership fees on the international level, 41 sections, 120 euros per section. And then from ESN Germany, of course, we have the new rules, which is that when a section does have a lower income than 2,000 euros, they get a lower fee. So that's why, with a total of 41 sections, we calculate that 4 sections will apply to this lower fee, and that we are going to have the fee of ESN part-time, which will be the 50 euros. That's why they're kind of written separately. I will show you the calculation, but I cannot move it, okay? So I'm sorry. We calculated with 3,500 ESN parts, which 2.5 euros each. The reason for this is that we sold this year around 2,500, and we did not want to go very overboard, saying that we will have a lot of income from ESN cards. Maybe there's going to be more, but then that's better for us. For the moment, we keep the number and hope maybe for the best that they are even more next year. Comparing to years before Corona, that maybe they're 6,000, 7,000. We are not planning actively on any merchandise, that's why I left that empty. And for the shipment and mail costs, it is on the income side because of if we send you anything, it's going to be part of the income. It counts as income for the budget. Well, public funding, we're not actively planning on any public funding. There isn't anything that I can put on that row, so that's why it's empty. And from private income, the partnerships, we have right now planned 2,330 euros of partnerships, which are the same that we got this year. Our best partnership is with, or the one where we get the most income in this section is from Wonderlust, where we get 1,000 euros every 6 months. And then other income, which is from the National Assembly, Free Break, and alumni. We do plan on doing 3 National Assemblies if it's possible, and we needed to increase the participation fee because the last time it was presented it was around 70 euros, but that was too low to even cover the costs of the participants. So with 90 euros we covered the costs of the participants. And the free break. It was really hard to say how many participants we could calculate with the free break. In previous years, the free break was around maybe 80% of our income. Now it's a lot less. And maybe you say, well, there need to be 1,000 participants in this free break. If you get to we get to do more next year, it will be also awesome. Maybe our profit from it are more than 60,000 euros. But from apparent experience of previous boards doing such big free break or having so many participants, the location needs to be sorted out very well, because most of the locations say we accept 1,000 people, but not all of them do have actual capacity. They just see, you want 1,000 people, my location is for 850, I will accept you. So that's something that should be taken into account when deciding, let's go overboard with the participants. And the other thing is alumni, where we could get 1,500 euros, but those 1,500 euros will go directly to other events, for instance, preparation of national assemblies or EGM, which we will see below. That was for income, now public expenses. Okay, from the network. Of course, we get the international fee, but we give it on. And the membership of the VDSE, ESN cards, merchandise, again nothing, and shipment and mail costs. That, of course, costs that we get in the income, but we need to pay. And then coming to the travel and meetings, it's something that we would like to do, but if there's something like free range of being big enough or more costs coming, here we will need to cut off costs. Travel and meetings, those are like the special meetings where it's necessary or it would be nice for our national board to be present in, and we like to take those costs because, well, it's something that we do voluntarily and it can become really expensive. Looking at it from a student perspective, but if we need to cut costs, then there will be a possibility. And then organizational, these are some costs that we cannot cut directly, for instance, accountant or office material, bank server or PR. Those are just costs that we have every year, and depending on the income that we will have and on the expenses that we will have, the accountant will also be getting more money from us. And other expenses, of course, the national centers are here in the income, they're also below. And actually, it was calculated poorly with the vision, but what I can tell you is the number, if you sum it up, it's basically what 3 national assemblies can cost. If you get this number, it's for 3 national assemblies. If you divide it, then you get the cost of this national assembly too. And the free break, we're planning on having 6,000 euros profit, and we plan it costing around 50,000 euros. So in the end, maybe we get a plus. And that's it.
So with that, we have again a question and answer round with a question regarding this budget. So again, you're all invited to ask questions about this budget if you didn't understood anything, or if you have some questions, if something is not as you expected it to be, for example. Okay. Name and section, please.
Why is the shipment and mail cost twice?
Because the first one is exempt from VAT. The first one shows it's exempt from VAT, from the value-added taxes. So with DHL or for the cost. If you ship with those, they will have a special regulation that between 2 and 10 kilos is free from tax. So that's why it's like this. The 700 euros are, for instance, ESN parts. So those will not cost more than, will not weigh more than 10 kilo. And the other thing, the 150 euros are for those packages that I need to send to the next treasurer, for instance, that those are more than 10 kilo. That's it.
Any more questions? Yeah.
I'm not from ESL Düsseldorf. What happens with the profit?
Normally, we try to reinvest maybe for more assemblies or trainings or such things. And if we get money left even from that, they probably try to cover the whole cost of travel. For instance, we only have a plan to cover up until 50 euros for us for the travel. Maybe we can cover more of that instead of saying, okay, if you spend 80, you only get 50. No, maybe we give you the whole 80.
Yeah, we have a reaction from Thomas, I guess.
So also we have to take into account that we have some big events. Thomas and me. Then we have some big events where we have to pay a lot of costs in advance. Like for the spring break, at the moment with the research that we're having, this is already quite tough. You might remember that some sections need to pay early, just to cover like the expenses that have to be paid before. So actually, if we make a profit, and we cannot make too much of a profit in a certain time as an NGO, but if we make a profit, it would be nice actually to build up some more reserves than the ones we are having right now.
But at the end of the day, we would not want to have like a lot of money to be rich in our cards and continue gathering up money. Like that's not the absolute goal, but it would be nice to say, do what Thomas has said.
So I guess I can propose to close the speakers list. Are there any objections? Okay, then hereby the speakers list is closed for the budget presentation. And we continue from the agenda with the Erasmus. No? Yes? With the Erasmus Plus app presentation. Ja. So können Sie doch gerne hier das ist eine Präsentation. Ja, du hast die Präsentation. Ja, okay, dann zeig mal nach die Website. Hier kannst du weiterklicken. Ja.
Okay, we are now here to give you a short introduction about the Erasmus Plus app and why it is relevant to you and what we can make of it. I don't know, who heard of it before? Like that, this is, okay, quite a lot. So yeah, that's something. So this is basically being launched, but
now. Like the official launch was not that long ago, but the first launch was like a year ago.
So yeah, it is quite a new project, and it's supposed to have all your Erasmus in one app. And yeah, let's talk a little bit about it. Yeah, I wanted to stand next to you, but you don't have to. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So yeah, this is an official project. ESN is part of it, but this is not just an ESN project. This is actually supported by the European Commission and is part of making a plan to make the whole European education area more sustainable. It's part of a plan to have like a paperless Erasmus. So this is really an official project. That's the main message from here. There's a lot of slides. I will run over them really quickly because that first part I think is not too interesting for you. But yeah, paperless Erasmus Plus sustainability, a great thing. And that's also the reason behind that app. So you should actually, or not you, but everybody who goes on Erasmus should be able to apply to your Erasmus through this app. They should be able to have their learning agreements checked with this app. This should all happen inside this app. We are experiencing some technical difficulties.
Kannst du weitermachen?
Julius?
Das ist deine Batterie, ja.
Okay, so yeah. I'm sorry because now you have to click a lot. I think, it's part of a bigger project. It's also a bit connected to the European Student Card Initiative. Let's go on quickly. So yeah, one part the Erasmus Plus app, but there is also, it's the same thing. It's an assets point also for the universities. So they should, the universities should actively decide to use that app and offer these services for the Erasmus students. That's the current state. There's the European Student Card also. This is also connected to it, and the app right now has 112,000 downloads. State, go on. That is actually the roadmap for the future. So this is a framework set by the European Commission. By the year 2022-23, everything should be fully digital for your Erasmus. Actually, down there it says digital mobility administration should be by 25. So the universities have some time to adapt it, but at some point they have to. Either with the Erasmus Plus or without it, but they have to adapt to a digital and paperless administration process for the Erasmus. We don't need that. We are not a higher education institution. Why is it important for students? That is some promotional material for the students. We only have 10 minutes. We can't go over each slide, but it shows some examples now in the next slides how you use it as a student, how it helps the students. So it actually shows what I just said, that you can apply it as a student through the app, through everything. So yes, please. Okay, it also says a reason behind it. Okay, I know the slides very well, thank you very much. But a reason for the developing that app, there was some research that said a big barrier for going on Erasmus is lacking information. And this was also tackling that problem, because we as ESN, we also want to promote mobility, and if something prevents people from going abroad, this is not good. So this is also Erasmus Plus app, gathers some information in one point, and it helps promoting mobility. Exactly, that's on that slide. Let's continue. You will also, if you're interested in the slides, you will have them shared afterwards, the material. Don't worry if you get everything, because we're rushing through it a lot. Complicated procedures, everything will be better with the app if it works like it's supposed to do. Let's go on. Important features, go on. This is just now the example in the next slides that we will see right now. How do you use it as a student? We don't need to do that right now, but it's possible. You see it here, and it will hopefully work very well. And you also get then the notifications and everything is going right. It all happens through a smartphone. Isn't that amazing?
But there's also the website. So if you want to have a look on the app is just a website. So you can just go on the link. It was down there, erasmusapp.eu, because everything what you can do on your phone is also doable on the app. So you can have a look already. And the main, like, they want to digitalize the whole process. So the back end is for the universities, and this Erasmus Plus app is just like it's for the students. And also ESN has the benefit that we are already connected to the Erasmus Plus app. Okay, I will just continue. With activities.esn.org, which means that when you publish events on activities, they will be already published in the app, which is a big advantage. At least I know it for Freiburg that we are the first ones who are connected to that app, and as it should be the new standard very soon, it will be a big benefit for all the sections, because every student needs to have this app. So if you can publish information there and events and also tips, they have some, you can have a look there for kind of a brainstorming thing to have tips for your city. So it will be a benefit because every student needs the app, and you are the first connector to the app. So I think it could push many sections, as you will have the definite connection to the students. Is the last one?
No. 11 slides left.
Okay. So yeah, that is why the Erasmus Plus app is actually so great for us. If the universities are using it and you have some trouble usually getting in contact with your internationals, they will already see ESN featured in the app. Now the important part is, what can you do actually? Like, there's two things you should mainly do. First of all is promote the app towards your international offices and your higher education institutions, your universities, so that they actually adapt it. And the second thing, most important, keep the connected websites up to date. So this is connected, as Chris says, to activities.esn.org and to esncard.org. And the features that you put in there, your partners and your activities, they will be automatically appear in the app, so that the Erasmus students find your activities through this app. And that is what makes the app actually really valuable for ESN, for us. And that is also why I think promoting it is a great idea. And yeah, since we have almost no time left, what I wanted to say is also there's some promotional material for the app. It's lying there in the back, so yeah, if you want more information, you can also get it from this. Take some flyers, take them home to your local sections, and talk about it there. Thank you for your attention. I think
no question. No, we have a question round.
You have question rounds? Okay. Okay, yeah, I guess Patrick will start with the position.
Yeah, just a little thing. I think this is especially for not interrupting them during presentations. When they're ready, I think we can start.
So, are there any questions after this nice presentation? And also Erasmus Plus. Yes?
Okay.
Name a section, please.
She just said
Just a reflex.
Yes, and what? Sorry.
You said every student needed the app to fulfill the application process, but is it only for Erasmus students or also the other internationals?
It says it.
Well, not everybody needs it as of now, and also they will only need it if it's to work, if the institution actually adapt it.
But until 2025, right? Yeah. So afterwards, everyone needs that.
no, it needs to be digitalized. I mean, as I understood it, the universities can choose to do their own system, digital system, but of course it would be nice for us and also helpful for them to use the system that actually exists already in the app.
It's also the main part of, for the university is the back end, that they have the whole process of what you need to do now with papers, that is digitalized. This one is just the front end, which means there could be also alternatives, but yeah, that's the only one so far. So we assume that in the future they have to use it.
I just want to react on this. It's for all mobility programs.
Yes.
Sorry, Marian. It's for all mobility programs of the European Union, so not only Erasmus, but all the different kinds of mobility programs that are provided by the European Union.
Okay, but apart from the like South American stuff?
No. Sorry, may I react to this?
Yeah.
So the framework which was also mentioned is the European Higher Education Area, which is bigger than the European Union. So it includes like the UK new programs, the Swiss mobility program and everything like that, up to Russia, I think, on the Eastern partners. But I don't think it applies to the overseas exchanges.
I think there was a question in the back, or it's not? Okay, covered. Then you can.
I'm Philip from SNT, and I heard about the feature that there's a map thing inside the app. I was wondering if there's time to talk about that.
Yeah. Yes. Is it possible that you can go on the website, please? Because I think it's easier to. Erasmus .eu. You didn't open it yet.
.com?
.eu.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, if you on the right there is this map thing.
Click on it.
Yeah, click on it, please. The thing is, the map will automatically be at your destination. So when you select go through the process, you have to log in with the kind of EU account you get, and then you can decide where you want to go. That's, I think, one of the first steps you have to do. And then the map will focus on the location where you go. I know that the map is not really precise so far because I tried it for Freiburg, and our university is basically in the forest where there is no university at all. So yeah, it still has place for improvements.
How do you expect that to change?
We hope.
Yeah, you can. Luca from ASM2, you said you are using this for Freiburg. Did you receive much more participants?
No.
Okay.
Not because of this app.
Okay. So, any more questions? Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Margarita, Mesa. I want to be more clear. Like, what is the incentive for us to use this app? What is the timeline in which this will be adopted, like universally enough for it to make sense?
So the timeline was shown, it was until 25, there should be this fully paperless Erasmus, is the plan there, for the universities. So that's the back-end part. The front-end part, the app already exists, and the release was 2 months ago, but they're still under development, so I think not all features work yet, and it also depends on what the university already implemented. So I can't, it depends on the university. If your university is within this, like within the group of the first universities implementing that, it could be next year. If your university isn't, it could be in 4 years. So.
Max is in design. Is there any concurrence which also offers other apps to make their
No.
digital?
This project is also funded by the European Commission. So it's.
Will we also be a holding program? So we have to use the
as far as I know, yes, but I can imagine that alternatives can occur.
Any more questions?
Maybe answering the incentive part, that comes still as an answer. Actually, you don't have to do that much because this is connected to the services like activities.esm.org that you're using already, and everybody's uploading their activities, hopefully, all the time. So yeah, then it appears automatically in the app. So you don't really have to. There's the mapping part where you can give tips from the city, which is also very nice. But there's a lot of things that happen basically automatically, and then you're featured there.
Any more questions, corrections, procedures? Yeah, then I guess I propose to close the speakers list. Any objections against that? Good, I guess hereby the speakers list is closed for the Erasmus Plus app. So the next thing on the agenda is the presentation from French-German cooperation committee. That's why we're going to have this presentation now.
Think it works.
No. Yeah. So you can scroll like this. Or should I move it? Soll ich weiterklicken? Das ist halt einfach okay. If you want, you can go.
Okay, so I'm Juliane, and I'm here today to present you the FG CookCom, together with our vice chair, Nicolas, who is also the main chair in the FG CookCom, together with me. For everyone who is maybe new and doesn't know yet what is the FG CookCom, it's the French-German Cooperation Committee, because East in Germany and East in France are buddy countries. So that's why, yeah, we have a cooperation committee for this. And who are we? Yeah, we are just a group of French and German ESNers. Here you can see some of us during our last team building. And we also have a mascot. Her name is Alicia. It's a pigeon, a white pigeon. We don't have her here today, unfortunately, but you can see a photo of her in the presentation. And what do we do in our committee? So we have a buddy sections program. We match French and German sections together. We will explain more about this later. And we have the FGSM, the French-German sections meeting. So all French and all German sections can meet at some point per year and get to know each other personally, get to know their buddy section. We have a lot of activities. We also have a slide about that. We also do French-German high fives, which you can also see on this photo. And for ourselves in the committee, we also do French-German team building, which is fun. So our overall task is yeah, to embrace the French-German friendship. And yeah, by the way, we're looking for new members. So if you think after this presentation that it could be cool to join us, just talk to me or to Nicolas, and yeah, we will let you know how you can join the committee. And yeah, as I said, we have a buddy sections program where we match German sections and French sections. At the moment, there are 41 German sections and 38 French sections, so almost the same number. And we already have 19 buddy sections matches, so 19 sections per country already have a buddy section,
Why is it useful? Well, you have another perspective from your buddy section, from the buddy country. You can exchange ideas, you can maybe organize an event together, you can go on a trip and visit your buddy section if it's close enough to do that. And we also like to organize some buddy section challenges for you. During the last 2 years, we tried to do it. For example, to give tasks like sending Happy New Year video to your buddy section or whatever, just to get more in contact and to have even more French-German friendship. And yeah, so yeah, the overall goal of this buddy sections program is even more networking between French and German sections. If your section doesn't have a buddy section yet, but you would like to have one, just ask us or send us an email and we can find a match for you.
Okay, this is our main event, which is the FGSN, the French-German Sections Meeting, which is once per year. This year we wanted to do it in Freiburg, but unfortunately, both national boards were in agree. We didn't have enough time to prepare it, and the agendas of both national boards were very full. So yeah, we'll do it this year, but maybe next year we'll do it. So yeah, in the program we have plenaries and social activities. So the German and French sections can strengthen the relationships and yeah, doing some team building activities. French-German dinner, FG high five. And for instance, the first one was in 2013 in Strasbourg. And yeah, since then is 1 year in Germany, 1 year in France, and it goes on, so like this. And yeah, during the pandemic we have 2 French-German online meetings at UM, which we met in Discord. We did some activities. We talked about the cooperation between French and German sections and how to improve this committee as well. So yeah, for FGSM 2022, we don't know if doing it in France or in Germany. So, it will be better in Germany because we didn't do it in Germany this year. So if you are up to it and you want to go forward in your ESN engagement, maybe you can candidate to do the FGSM next year. And
yeah, also for that, if you need more information, just send us an email or talk to us personally during the NA. And at the end, we want to show you what is this French-German high five that we mentioned all the time. Julius, do you want to come up on stage with us?
No.
So, how does it work? So, we need a French ESNer, a German ESNer, and someone in the middle, like Felix, and then we just do the high five. That's how it looks. And now Julius got French-German high five. Woo! So yeah, this is our email address. I know it's a bit complicated. We can also let you know in the address. So to make sure you don't misspell it, because yeah, we also have Facebook and Instagram if you want to follow us and see what we're doing. Feel free.
thank you so much.
So, I think the next part, so there is no question now, but instead we will continue with the international updates.
Ja, was soll ich? Ja, mach du das auch, oder? Ich? Okay, ja.
So, hello.
it's us again, and now we have a really cool presentation about international updates. Because a lot of things happened in the past months, and we just want to give you some nice insights. So we just heard about the French-German high five, and of course, me and me are really taking it serious. Our task is NRs and Press-NRs. So what did we do? We did a French-German high five with Nathan. He's a French NR. He's coming today as well. So yeah, it was a good experience. And yes, Julius, can you go to the slides? Nice. So let's start with a general update. What's going on? Actually, now in July, the new academic year started for ESN. This means new mandates starting of the new international boards, the new communities, the new regional coordinators, everything starting up a mandate. And we're really happy that some of us from ESN Germany are involved in the communities as regional coordinator, for example, Diana. So it's quite good. One thing that you might have noticed from my last international updates presentation, we had no treasurer, and we still don't have a treasurer on the international level. So if someone here is still feeling like becoming an international treasurer, yeah, you can still apply for it. But now seriously, so what is International Board doing to handle the situation is that the former treasurer is now as a financial officer at the moment, so he's doing more administrative tasks in the secretary, and all the other more strategic tasks of the treasurer are divided with the other 4 board members. So how the board is telling it, at the moment it's working quite well, but of course this is no long-term solution. So they're really like hoping and striving for finding a person who wants to become treasurer. Yes, but nevertheless, the network is really stable, and it can be really, really lucky because despite the pandemic in the past 2 years, the network is actually growing. We're getting new sections, there are even now candidate sections in countries where there was no ESN section before, for example in Armenia and in North Macedonia. We're even in contact with student organizations in Israel, so that's really going on a lot. So this is quite cool. Our network is growing, not only in sections, but with partners as well, having new partnerships. So we can be quite happy that we have such a cool network, and despite the pandemic, through all the dedicated work, that we're still alive. That's good. So yeah, then in general, just like what we're doing here, we have physical events again. All over the network, physical events are happening again. We have community meetings. We told you already we had our national boards training. And there are also already training opportunities. So for example, there was the Erasmus for Jobs training, which was an event for free, didn't cost any money, where you could, it was more like workshops about how you can use your skills you gain to apply later in the job market. And yeah, then maybe more in general not about ESN, but another thing we're now starting is the new Erasmus Plus program. So for the period 2021 to 2027. Why do I mention it? Because it's, the Erasmus Plus program gets more funding now, so really more money is invested. So really with the European Commission's like striving that more people going on exchange, make it more inclusive, make it more accessible. So it's really good. We can really, there will be more and more international students, so in your sections you will get more people, it's quite nice. And yeah, ESN has a merch shop now. I think in the past there was already a merch shop, but now there's a new one. And yeah, you can go on the website, I think it's just webshop.esn or something, just Google it. They have different merch, it's not only sweaters, I think you can even get mugs and caps and everything, so have a look. And then one nice thing, we had birthday 2 weeks ago. Yay, happy birthday to us. ESN is now 32, yeah, I'm getting older. Yeah. Next slide. Yeah, then just something a little bit about international projects and partners, what's going on. What we others already talked about, the Erasmus Plus app is now launched again. I don't have to repeat what the others said. It's just like there was a lot of work in the past years from the international board on the app, so everybody's happy now that it's launched. Then one nice update for you, we will have social impact days starting next month. So you maybe have heard about social inclusion weeks, which we're having normally every semester. This time we have the social impact days, which is even cooler because you can address all causes at the same time. And yeah. Then we have new partners. We have actually many partners. I just mentioned here 2, because I think some of you already had some workshops on Monday.com. Monday is a tool yeah, a little bit like Trello, like it's like an organizing tool, and we can use it for free. And if you have any questions, you can approach me and we can talk about it. And Presto is an app actually for sports. So if you're in a city and you're like searching for sports opportunities, like where can you, I don't know, find a running group or something, the app is like organizing it. And yeah, you can continue.
Yeah, so now maybe a little bit more about ESN Germany and the network. I mean, basically, what we try to achieve as a board is to strengthen our international cooperations a little bit more. During the NBT, we were brainstorming a little bit with the DACH countries like Austria and Switzerland. I mean, also Thomas was at the NA in Switzerland, for example, last week, had some workshops and stuff like that, and there are things planned, like that we visit each other at the NAs and stuff like that, and just have more exchange. Of course, we are still working on the like French-German cooperation, not only through the committee, which was just presented, but also we have monthly board calls with the French board to see like on what projects we can work, what projects we can promote, also from FGQ.com. And then just quite new, for example, we talked at the National Boards training with the Dutchies, and first of all, they started this initiative of creating an international working group about safety in the ESN and also tackling the topic of sexual harassment, where 3 board members from Germany are in at the moment. And we are also talking about the possibility of a binational event and how we can do that together with the Netherlands and Germany. We had a brainstorm call last week, and we will keep you updated on that. So yeah, there's a lot of cooperation going on within the network, which is great. Second point, nice, I already mentioned that without reading it. So we created an international working group. And then the last point, responsible party, which was something that, I mean, in the last couple of years, last 1.5 years, it was not very useful to promote responsible party, obviously. But yeah, physical events are happening again, and therefore responsible party is launching a new campaign in 2021. And we also have some promotion material on the national level and a contact person on the national level which you can approach as sections, and responsible party can give you promotion material and support you when you do events talking about responsible drinking, responsible partying. But I will send out a mail about that next week. Next slide. Yeah, some upcoming events. We will have the General Assembly next month, where also some delegates will go to, and there will be also the section consultation very soon, right? About the General Assembly, where we include your opinions in our voting procedures. Next year, Educate Starter is starting again, which is like an informal training event basically, where you can become a trainer and internal ESN trainer. The topic will be mental health, and I think more information about that will be launched soon. Then there's the EGM in Porto, which is the Erasmus Generation Meeting, which is going to be a huge event with lots of fun next year in April. And then we just want to mention that there are a lot of international platforms where you can actually participate if you want to. So there are sometimes mails about national platforms where you can just apply and come as an international guest, same as we have international guests at our national assemblies. And also other events like training events, stuff like Mario just mentioned, but there are many more training events about social impact, about Erasmus jobs, and whatever, and you can see that on the Galaxy account basically when you go on event registration. Yeah, that's it, I guess, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so that was exactly 10 minutes, as advertised. And therefore, we begin no questions to that. But we come on to the next time on the agenda, the community time. And so what are the communities in Eastern Germany? I guess I explained it now. Yeah, so basically we have like most of the board positions from the national board, they have their own community where the corresponding local board positions can meet each other. So we have, for example, the president community, and then you will all meet now with the president of Eastern Germany, and then you can meet each other.
And
maybe thank you already for the short introduction. So yeah, what we're going to do now, you have a position on the local level, and depending on that, we will gather now in the communities. So the presidents will just follow me, we will see where we go then. So the vice presidents, you have Nico there with the HR community, or vice president's community. LRs can go with Marion. We have business and finance community. You can go with Kirsten and or Bashi. Everybody who's doing something PR or social media related can go with Nancy, because we really want to strengthen or start a PR community to be a thing. And yeah, if you are active member or something like that, or don't see yourself in one of those communities, you can either just join, if you're very interested, for example, in PR, you can join that community as well, or you can have a session, I think, with Milan over there about, event-related topics. So, yeah, let's split into groups. Okay, yeah, regional coordinators, please also